Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video. And in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about healthy way to break up with a dismissive avoidant attachment style. So this is part of a series that I've been doing about healthy ways to break up with different attachment styles and different things you can do to just help minimize the pain and suffering that can take place within a breakup, because it can already be quite treacherous for both parties going through it. So just some really helpful tools and things to keep in mind when doing this that will really make the healing process of gaining closure, not personalizing things as much, and not really hurting for prolonged periods of time as much after a breakup be a part of the process. So I'm going to dive in. Before I do, I want to make a really quick announcement, which is that we are doing our lifetime membership sale at PDS. It gives you access to our entire membership at PDS for life. There's a massive discount. It's like a 40% discount right now, or something like that. I think it's 40%. Our team takes care of all that stuff. But basically, it gives you access to every single one of our 50 plus courses, plus everyone that comes out on an ongoing basis. It gives you access to all of our webinars on an ongoing basis, all of our social events, study groups, workbooks, materials, everything for life. So you can check that out if you want to jump in. And if you've already been a student for quite some time, you can reach out to info@personaldevelopmentschool.com, and our customer service team will literally help you get an extra discount on top of the discount to upgrade your membership and change it over. So that's it for my announcement. Okay, so a couple of things here that are really, really important when you're going through a breakup. The very first thing, and I said this in the other parts of the series, is you want to get really clear about your reason. And it's okay if you have one or two reasons. Sometimes we reach multiple conclusions by the time we decide to break up with somebody. But you want to have one or two or three maximum specific things that you're going to say as to your why. And you also want to make sure that you're very concise and you don't leave room for that to be negotiated. Okay. You don't want to say, oh, I'm kind of thinking this, or I'm sort of feeling this, but I may change my mind. Conciseness is key. It gives the other person closure. I know it's difficult to do, but it's really important that you do that, because without closure, when we feel like there's an open-endedness in relationships, although dismissive avoidance, less so than the other attachment styles, are going to be interested in rekindling after a relationship, a lot of Ds kind of like go cold and repress their emotions and disconnect very deeply as a means to keep themselves safe from feeling their feelings. But there's another video about that on this channel, why dismissive avoidance can be so kind of like cold and shut off after a breakup, but that's a separate topic of conversation. You can search that if you want to check it out. Anyways, so what you'll see here is that like the individual on the receiving end of the breakup, if they feel like there's a door open, it stops them from having closure and really like the ability to move on. And as I've suggested in the other parts of this series, if you are not sure, but you really need space, suggest a break for a very definitive period of time, a 4-month break. Usually it's like a 4-week or a 2-month or 3-month maximum, and then have a conversation at the end and decide and set clear boundaries in that finite period of taking a break. But what you really want to get clear about here is if you're in a situation where you're going, I just don't know, do that. But don't say we're broken up and then give mixed messages, because it's honestly unfair to the other person's healing process a lot of the time. So get clear, get concise, give specific reasons, be honest about those reasons. I've seen a lot of times people are so afraid to hurt the person, they're dishonest about the reason. But guess what happens? If we're not honest about the reason, the subconscious mind of the person on the receiving end is going to project onto the situation what their biggest insecurities are. It's how the mind works. It looks for worst case scenarios. It's part of the subconscious mind's sort of inner workings, and it's a survival strategy at a subconscious level. If I can think of all the worst case scenarios, I can protect myself from them. So the mind works that way, but it usually has this really negative impact long term, because it really prevents the individual on the receiving end of that from getting clear. And then what we do is we go, okay, you're breaking up with me. I don't know why. And we project our core wounds onto the situation. So if I'm a dismissive avoidant, I might make it mean I'm defective and so there's something flawed fundamentally about me, which is a horrible way to feel. If I'm fearful avoidant, I'm probably going to make it mean, well, you betrayed me and you're interested in somebody else, or you were dishonest from the beginning about what you wanted, or, and if I'm AP, I'm going to make it mean I'm not good enough. I'm rejected. I'm unlovable. I'm always going to be abandoned and alone, so we give the worst case scenario meaning. So you can actually help your loved one to move through healing more easily by giving them real concrete meaning. Let them know, hey, there was this and this compatibility issue, and I'm not willing to compromise on this. And so we're not compatible in this situation. give them like the clear, specific things, or we want different things. Or the more I got into the relationship, the more I realized I actually need to figure myself out for a little bit here. Be honest, be clear, be specific. And then what you can do is you can package this. And this is sort of our next step as it relates to the dismissive avoidant, is you can package this in a way that helps them to take it less personally. We know the dismissive avoidance core wounds are things like I am defective, or something's wrong with me. I'm incapable of doing relationships. I'm unsafe in relationships. Vulnerability makes me weak or is bad. So let the person know, look, I really appreciate how you showed up and that you were vulnerable in the relationship. It meant a lot to me. I think we both learned and grew from that. I also, if they were vulnerable, of course, right? Let the person know as well, there's so many wonderful things about you and you are great in these areas of the relationship. But for me, I just need to figure myself out right now, or whatever it might be that your true, honest reason is, right? You can fill in that blank, but you can equilibrate the person's core wounds by actively, where those things would come up, letting them know it's not that, you think you're flawed in some way, fundamentally, something's wrong with you. Look, all these things were great and normal about you. So you can help do that equilibration work with the person, but then also proceed to give your honest reason. And then what I would say next is make sure that you don't do this halfway. Make sure you don't keep one foot in and one foot out. Let the person know, I'm not open to changing right now. This is what I want going forward. And then together you can establish boundaries for what you think is the next right move. So if you need boundaries, for example, that let both parties know, look, we're not going to talk at all. If boundaries need to be more along the lines for you of like, let's take some space for 3 months, only text sporadically, like maybe once or twice a week maximum, really if we need to. And then let's try to maybe establish a friendship 3 months down the road and, be more friendly with each other and move things along on good terms. Or if you're like, no, we just don't want to be friends after a breakup, that's perfectly fine too. But make a decision, make that collectively, take each other's boundaries into consideration, talk about them, and then stick to them. And these are all going to be really, really important parts going forward. So I hope that makes a lot of sense for today. I hope you come and check out our lifetime membership. And if you're already a student, come stick around with me for life. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.